A double murder shakes a close-knit Michiana community. Nearly 14 years later, authorities are ready to charge a suspect, but where is he?
A 16 News Now producer Carly Luca has an update on the international manhunt as the anniversary of the notorious Kosciuszko County crime approaches.
Somebody will say to you, did they ever catch him? And we'll say, no, he's still a fugitive.
A community still waits for closure after 2 people were killed in Warsaw on May 23rd of 2007.
The whole thing totally took us by surprise. The whole murder, I mean, you don't think that's going to happen. You don't think somebody's that angry.
Omar Mora is accused of killing his wife Lisa and the manager of a local store, Harpal Singh.
It was Memorial Day weekend. We did not know at that time that he had already committed another murder prior to that.
Linda Bowdler is Lisa's mom. She was there the day her daughter was killed.
And then I remember she shouted, he's got a gun. And at the same time, he busted the door open.
What Linda then saw is heartbreaking.
I remember she kneeled down, and I remember that, I just remember this, I'll never forget, she said, please don't shoot me, Amara, please don't kill me. She just said it in the calmest, most sincere voice, and then he put the gun on her head and fired.
After that, Linda ran to safety to call police.
You know, it happens in seconds. You know, you think, boy, if something happens, this is what I'd do. But it happens so fast and takes you so off guard, you're not really prepared for it.
Linda and Lisa were not the only ones in the house that awful day. Lisa and Omar's 2 kids were also home.
Adrian had just turned 2, and Javon was going to be 8. He was just 2 months from being 8. So he remembers everything very vividly, yes.
Thankfully, the boys weren't physically hurt. Their father took off after shooting their mom.
Just a lot of trauma for him, losing mom and dad in your home all at once and not comprehending it.
The 2 murders stunned an area that sees very little violent crime. The Kosciuszko County Sheriff's Office, Indiana State Police, and Warsaw Police were on the case.
We had a pretty good idea who the shooter was since he was ID'd by his mother-in-law and a neighbor. And some of the people at the gas station were able to give a description of Omar.
Mora was able to get out of Indiana. His vehicle found a state away.
A few weeks later, his truck was discovered in Chicago on a side street. So the investigation as far as the who did it was there. And so for the last 14 years, we've been just trying to find Omar.
And now police think Omar Mora is much farther away than Chicago.
He does have a current warrant, provisional warrant out of Mexico. So if he does show up down there, we have the prosecutor's office and the Department of Justice have worked to make sure that's in place so that if he is caught down there, we can bring him back here and justice can be served.
While police search, the same question remains 14 years later. Why would a husband and a dad of 2 young kids start shooting?
Omar believed that Harpal Singh and Lisa were involved in a relationship, and he had confronted Harpal, I believe, a few weeks prior to that.
Lisa and him had gotten together, started seeing each other some. I know Lisa was afraid about some things. She was putting away money. She was going to look about moving out.
Still, Lisa's family wants her to be remembered for more than how her life ended.
She was, you know, an excellent student, a college grad in social work. She'd worked Beeman Home. She'd worked with the Cardinal Center. She was well-liked as an employee. She was a faithful mother those years, doted on her children, cared for them, and I think they wanted her to be remembered more in a positive way than a negative way.
And question why anyone would take her life or any other.
If you're unhappy, then get a divorce and, you know, find somebody else you're happy with, you know, or go off and do something else, you know. Don't take somebody's life.
As the 14-year anniversary of this double murder approaches, police continue to work the case.
Every May, you know, we have to think about, you know, where's Omar at? You know, we think about it constantly, but especially as the anniversary approaches, you know, our thoughts go back to that day and what occurred.
Hoping for closure.
Even though we kind of know the answers, the puzzle pieces are there, it'd be nice to have a completed picture and have some justice served and Omar where he belongs.
Linda says her family's tragedy has led her to helping others.
And there have just been a lot of things where some people have had somebody murdered or killed, and then they've contacted me, and or somebody said, hey, why don't you talk to Linda, she can help you walk through it.
She even makes these prayer books with her favorite verses and quotes.
I've given probably hundreds of those out to people to say, just prop this in the window, or just prop this, at your sink, just read one a day, hold on to that, just do one day at a time.
Still, Linda admits having Maura back in the U.S. to face charges would be a relief.
I just think you would like to have it ended, and it's always just there. It's always just there, and I think we're afraid it might just surprise us sometime. It just might pop up. The Lord says, vengeance is mine, and not that we seek vengeance, but we leave it to Him for justice.
You can help bring this Michiana unsolved case to a close. As you can see here, Omar Maura is 5'7" with brown eyes and brown hair. If you know anything about where he is, you are urged to call Crime Stoppers at one of these numbers. A $10,000 reward is being offered for information that leads to an arrest.